Hi everybody, thank you for joining us for part 2 on our series of processing elk. Come along with us today as we're going to clean up our back straps and our tenderloins. We're going to cut them into 1/2-inch butterfly steaks and run them through our tenderizer. And now I'm going to work on these loins. Almost so thick. Strip of sinew off of there. You see, take that strip of tissue or sinew, whatever you want to call it, off of there, and it gets real tough and whatnot. We'll take that off. Clean this up a little bit. That little bit off. Now we got a nice, clean back strap. We'll slice that up. My family, we like to cut them about 1/2 inch and then we send them through the tenderizer. Sometimes I'll butterfly them if they tend to be pretty small, like this one. I'll probably butterfly these. And you can see we got a nice butterfly back strap for loin. That real nice. Nice and clean, fresh meat. One more good one out of there. Put that in the sausage. Really don't like that. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a little bit of a bristly spot right there. That's kind of where the sirloin starts, where the loins begin and sirloins meet up or whatever, and that's probably not going to make it great. We'll try it. That might not make a great steak. So that's pretty much how we process our loins. And next step, we'll show you guys how we tenderize. Okay, now I got the tenderloins all cleaned up. Okay, you can see we got some fresh meat there. We'll make some filet mignons. Nice, clean, good meat. Okay. So now, what I need to do, just kind of show you what we did, is I'm going to finish cleaning this back side up. There's a little bit of bloodshot on there that it traveled through. And that's pretty simple. Now you got a good tenderloin. Now I'm going to go ahead and just butterfly these things, make some nice little steaks out of them. The reason why I tend to butterfly mine is because they make little itty bitty steaks. So one of the good ways you could cook these up is just to leave it whole and cook them. But again, we're going to tend to send these through the tenderizer and give these to my dad as a thank you for helping us out. So we'll make them nice and good for him. Steaks where he doesn't have to worry about staking them or anything else. Make some good, delicious steaks. Next one. Nice thing about these is you guys can flavor them any way you want to. Like I said, you can cook it whole and smoke them, marinate them, and then cook them and slice them. That's a nice thing about leaving muscle groups like this, or even the loin back straps whole, is you can make them into whatever steaks. Again, it makes a good little filet mignon. Okay, so now that we got all of our loins and our tenderloins chopped up and made into these nice little 1/2-inch steaks, we're going to run it through our cube. So I was going to have Danielle do this tenderizing for me, but my wife just informed me that she's still in the house doing her Bible reading for this morning. So I guess that's a pretty good excuse for her not being in here working yet. So she'll be in here a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this thing. And I tend to run these through, especially being this is a little on the old side, I tend to run these through at least 3 times to get a good, nice pass through on it and get it tenderized. And you're not real careful, especially with game meat, these wheels tend to want to grab it and wrap it back up into itself. So that's kind of what it's going to look like there. Now you can see how your butterfly steaks will be nice and thin and be real nice once you get them fried up and seasoned or battered or whatever you guys want to do with them. Works really nice doing it that way. Make some delicious meat, high protein breakfast or lunch, dinner. Now I haven't brought myself to buying a new tenderizing machine yet because this one's been with us for so many years. And I want to make sure that we get all the use out of it as we can, but sometimes it's just time to upgrade and not really worry about nostalgia per se. Alright, let's do one more and then we'll try those tenderloins and we'll see how those tenderloins go through. Alright, so let's do one of the tenderloin steaks that we cut off and see how that does. Now typically you don't, like on beef and whatnot, you don't have to, but I have found that even with game animals, the tenderloins can be a little bit chewy for some reason. So that's why I tend to run them through the tenderizer still, just to help them out, because I don't really like chewing on meat, for an hour and a half before I'm able to actually swallow it. So we tend to just run these through. I've also cooked them whole, and if you slow cook them in a crock pot or on a smoker, works really well. That really helps get them nice and tender as well. So that's pretty much the process, guys, of how we run the tenderizer. So next time you have a deer or elk that you want done, you can ask for this. Some outfits charge a little extra to do it because it does take more time. Some folks don't, so you'll just have to talk to your local processor. My favorite steak is a good old thick ribeye steak, but those back straps cubed like we just did, running them through that tenderizer, man, it makes them nice and tender. You can cut them with a fork. The great thing about doing that is you can cook them up any way you want to. You can put seasoning on there. You can dip them in some batter of some kind. It doesn't matter. The sky's the limit on those, and it's sure good eating. I also cut up our venison back straps the exact same way. Everybody, thank you for watching this video. If you could like, share, and subscribe, we sure appreciate it. Remember to take your kids out shooting and get them out in the woods hunting as much as you can.